The BIDeo 3, the alternative list. Hi again, and welcome to our third video. This one explains how the bidding works for the alternative list and gives you some hints. So, how should you decide on the points to bid in the alternative list? In fact, you can assign points pretty randomly here, but it's a good idea to use about the same number of points you put in the primary list. The alternative list is a blind bidding process, meaning that whatever points you assign or courses you place here will not be reflected in the boxes up at the top. Those boxes are only affected by information you put in the primary list. For the alternative list, you can use the remaining courses still available over on the right-hand side. The way the calculation goes is like this. If you can't get all of the courses indicated on the primary list, the system will look at your options in the alternative list and the points you assign there. Since while you're bidding you don't yet know the final result of your bidding, you should just assume a scenario in which you did not obtain some of the courses. Let's see a couple of examples of a student using the alternative list. In scenario A, the student puts 2 courses on the alternative list, assigning 60 points to the first and 40 points to the second. As the algorithm runs, if the student does not get into some of the courses in the primary list, which is something that you can expect and should assume to happen, the algorithm returns the unused points to the balance. And let's say that in this way the student gets 50 points back as the algorithm is running. Since the cost of the first course exceeds the balance, no points remain for the second course. However, if there are still a lot of slots available in the second course, the student will get in, even if he or she has no points left to bid on it. But if there are only a few slots left in the second course, and there are other students with points who are trying to get into that course, the algorithm will give those slots to the students who have bid points, before giving the slot to someone who has given no points. Remember, all of this forms part of the normal processing of the algorithm. Now, in scenario B, let's say that the student assigns 40 points for the first course and 20 for the second. And once again, there are 50 points left over from the primary list as the algorithm runs. Since 40 points is lower than the balance of leftover points, there are still 10 points remaining for bidding on the second course. This student will have an improved chance of getting a slot in this course as well. Now let's look at another feature that's available to you, the linking feature. You can link a course in the primary list to a course in the alternative list. You do that by clicking on this dark blue box right here. If you do this, you are telling the algorithm that if you do not get into that particular course on the primary list, you want the linked course instead, and only that linked course. Linking does not guarantee that you absolutely will get the course in the alternative list, because other students might also be bidding for that same course, and you are competing with them just as you are competing for every course. You should be aware that linking might actually be risky, and here's why. If you do not link, and you have courses in your alternative list, and you do not get into a course in your primary list, what happens? the algorithm goes to the first course in your alternative list and tries to put you in it. If you don't get into that first course, the algorithm goes to the second course on the list and tries again. It will keep going down through the alternative list until it either gets you into a course or runs out of courses. But if you had linked a course in the primary list to one in the alternative list, what happens? If you don't get into your primary course, and the algorithm goes to the linked alternative course, but you don't get into the alternative course either, the algorithm stops trying and ignores any other courses you might have in the alternative list. So you should use the linking feature only if you are really, really sure that you want only that particular alternative course and no other. I hope that helps take the mystery out of the bidding for the alternative list. And as you've heard me say many times, remember to save before leaving the page you're on.